All right. We'll go ahead and get the stream going. I have no idea what happened to my counter. I think I turned it off for a different stream and I totally forgot about it. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope everyone's having an excellent Wednesday. See who we got here in chat. We got the White Raven, Wanzo, um, Stream Elements Bot. Gotta say hi to that. Mike C, how's it going? Yeah, another Wednesday. It seems like these Wednesdays sneak up way too fast, and as you know, always definitely not prepared for it. Most of the time, I'm prepared for these live streams, but it's just one of those weeks. And caregiving land, it started after Wednesday last week live stream. Caregiving's been quite the interesting. The interesting things, and it's something we'll kind of start with the conversation with here in the beginning. Um, so, as many of you know, or maybe you don't know, I have multiple employees that work for me as far as caregiving. Um, and it happened to be a combination to have three of them out at the same time, and one of them's actually, well, two of them are still actually out. So I have one that had a planned vacation and then got stuck in the hurricane down in the Caribbean and is now stuck there until sometime next week when they open up the airports again. So that's one of my situations. And then another one ended up having some sort of I don't know emergency of her own with one of their with a family member, and because of that, she was unable to come in. And then I have another one who had um, a medical thing that was keeping her from being able to come in since basically since Wednesday. So it's been a lot of family members, a lot of other people stepping in, trying to get things to work. Yeah, so it's been quite the interesting week. So I was not quite prepared, and I was thinking, this morning, like, man, what are we going to chat about? Like, we really need to get something that people are going to really want to chat about and people are going to be into. And I thought about, let's talk about like the whole dynamic of like being disabled and like working or like not working, and kind of talk about that because that affects everyone so differently. There's some people that have maybe became I do sound like I have a cold. I'll talk about that in a minute. So I am a little bit on the stuffed up side, but I have a good reason as to why. Um, Anyways, so Wanzo, you distracted me. It's all good though. Gotta give you a hard time. Um, I lost my train of thought now. Where was I? Oh yeah, that there's so many of us that are in like different stages of life with our disability might happen. Some of us might have a later onset, so maybe there could be some people on here that have worked full-time jobs up until just a few years ago, and now they're trying to figure out how to transition into not working and how to afford things and keep insurance. And then there's the other opposite, that some people have their disability when they're born, and have been trying to deal with like figuring out as an adult as they get older, do they want to continue working, do they not want to continue working? And it's such a touchy subject matter too. And I do know that every single state's different as far as like financial requirements to get onto, and there's different requirements for to get down Social Security, disability. There's all kinds of different things, but at least it's all kind of the same. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So that's why I put in the uh, poll for you guys to vote on. Just kind of curious of the people in our group, or my regulars, or and anyone else that's new just watching. Hi, welcome. I'd be curious if it's something that if you're working, or is work just not something for you kind of situation. So the reason why I guess I sound a little congested today, which I definitely do, I did not realize how bad it was until I put headphones on. Um, I was finally able to get, as many of you know, if you don't know, but I use a CPAP machine. And with that CPAP machine, I basically, without that machine, I can't really stay alive. And Philips was the brand that I had. They had a massive recall. They finally took care of the recall. And with that recall, I was able to get a new machine. Well, this new machine, for whatever reason, I don't know what, I can't really quite figure out exactly what's causing it, but the air in my old machine was always cold to the point where I would have to sleep with, like tons of blankets on, like it just like would just chill my body because I was so used to that cold air coming into my lungs. I had moisture in it, but it was still, um, yeah, it was still basically, really cold. But this new machine, the air, like it's got a humidity chamber and everything. I adjusted the settings. It's like super warm air is going into my lungs at night, and I'm just not sleeping. And I wake up in the morning and I feel like this. I sound all congesty, not getting a good rest. Um, yeah. So so we got that going on. Uh, so that's why I sound like a little bit of the coarseness going on. All right, let me catch up here in chat. Um, I do the Etsy stuff, but I couldn't do anything full time. Yeah, exactly. There's no way to do anything full time without, the risk of losing any type of benefits. Or you'd have to work such minimal hours, like at like a regular job, it wouldn't be worth it. I mean, the only type of job that you can really kind of get away with is something that you're like self doing yourself. Um, Wanted to say, I would love to work, but I have to volunteer if I want to continue to use the restroom on my own. Yeah, exactly. Medical supplies and insurance. Yeah, like if you, a lot. I think there's some people out there that would love to work, but knowing if they did go to work, they would lose their medical insurance, their benefits, uh, any type of if they're getting receiving any type of caregiving from assistance at all, or even like food assistance at all from the state that they live in, they have a high chance of losing that, and it's just insane. Like it shouldn't be in a society where we're limited on basically, or kind of being almost forced to make a decision to either have to not work or or work. Um, so I'll kind of go into my whole, like, I guess, small amount of history. It's not anything too long of work history. It's short. Um, but I started uh, actually I'm trying to think. I didn't even start working until I was like 18. I think I was yeah, 18 years old, and I was up when I lived in Seattle, and I started a job at a college as a recruitment person for that college. It was a brand new college in the area that I lived in. It was opening, so I got to go around to like different like events and stuff in the community, like stuff like that. And we would go and set up a table there, and then like talk to young people about the college opening and try to get people to go. So I started out doing that job, and then I ended up working in financial aid office as kind of like a receptionist, kind of take care of paperwork kind of job. And then I got a job in the disability services at that college. And what my job was is I was in charge of basically taking care of student accommodations. So I wasn't the one that actually met with students or anything at all like that, but I was the one that after they met with the advisor and it was determined what accommodations they needed, so like books on tape, note takers, stuff like that, I would be, go and do that. Um, and then from there, I moved into the dean's office and did some stuff involving faculty and faculty reviews. Kind of kept working my way up, and I ended up working at that community college 7 years, um, on and off. So that was kind of my job history, and then it got to the point to where my overall, physical disability was my muscular dystrophy was getting worse and worse, and I was just getting to the point where I was so tired that I wasn't really able to continue working. So I ended up stop doing, work stuff and at the community college, and wanted to kind of do my own thing for a while. So I did my own thing for a while of fixing and building computers way back in the days. Um, and then after I kind of got bored with that, I'm trying to think. I have no idea what year it was, but the next job after that, then I decided to. My cousin thought I was really good with web design and said, "Hey, you should maybe do web design." So I ended up doing that for just a few years, just going around and making websites and things. Got a lot of experience with it, and yeah, and it just stopped doing it, and haven't really done anything in years at all, many many years. And I kind of had to make a choice of like either not working anymore because it was getting to the point where my cost of care the amount of money I would have to make each month was so extreme that there's no way I'd actually be able to afford it on my own. So I had to fall back and like not do anything as far as any type of work, so that way I can be able to get the proper financial assistance I needed in order to have the care needs that I needed. And it's been tough. You know, it's when you get limited to your, as any of us know, our resources can't go above a certain amount, not only for the federal level, but then also depending on your state you live in, each Medicaid office also has individual numbers of financial that you can't go over. And different states count Social Security disability differently. Some do count it, some don't. I've heard different stories from different people. Um, yeah, but that's kind of my quick little small history of work, and I just wanted to kind of talk about it and hear anyone else's opinions about like what's working and what's not, and like what struggles have there been if there's anybody that's transitioned from working a full time and then trying to now get services when they the amount of care you need is more than what you're able to afford. I know that that's just it's a pretty common thing. Um, we get caught up here in chat and see what's going on. Rolling Thunder, working a movie theater. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I think that's something I could easily do. Would be as long as I mean I'm able to probably go back to air quote work, but it'd have to be such uh, a small amount of money that I don't go over my benefits at all each month, which is not very much. And we're talking to I can make maybe a few $100s a month, and maybe be okay, but that's really about it. Totally normal saying Google speakers are blasting music and I can't turn them off to hear the stream until Spotify finishes updating. Way to go, totally normal. Way to way to break it. Let's see. Technology is your best friend only when it works. Absolutely. When it works, it can be great. When it doesn't, yeah. Rolling Thunder, you work part time and in college too. Awesome, man. No, I enjoyed working at least at the time working at the college and being in college at the same time. It was kind of a win-win to work at the college and go to school at the same time. Lidlock. Ah, you're all good, man. Wait, you're covered in glass. A fluorescent bulb just fell on you, like from the ceiling? Wow, that's crazy, dude. Hope you're okay there. Watch out for falling glass. Hopefully it's not random stuff coming from the ceiling. Oh, it actually it did come. Wow. Okay. Ceiling fan. I've heard of that kind of thing happening. Um, yeah. Is there anybody that's I guess had to deal with that transition of oh my Lidlock, dude? You should probably like put the phone down, go get things checked out, bro. Um, that's not good. Yeah, it sounds like you got some chaos going on there that you need to maybe take make sure you get that looked at, taken care of. Um, so yeah, is there anybody in chat that is, and if you nobody wants to, if you don't want to talk about it, that's totally fine. You can always change names of things. Is there anybody that's currently in that process of having to transition from like working and trying to now figure out disability and disability services? Or the other, or the is there? I gotta look at my poll. Let's see what we got here going on. Let's see. Um, so we got 75% say nah, work's not for me, and 25% for give me those dollar bills. Hey Kelly, Lidlock is saying I hit it with my headrest seat elevator, 12-inch plus the 8 inches for my seat, and 12 inches. Oh, wow, dude, that's like a super in between the seat elevator and that's super way up there. Hopefully you have somebody there who can help you out. Yeah, so is there anybody in that kind of anybody got any working stories or things that people want to bring up? And I can talk about it again for anyone that's new in chat. Yeah, very low ceilings, yes. That definitely sounds like low ceilings. So we're talking about like working and not working as a disabled individual, like kind of like the pros and cons. You had a garage light in front of your workbench. Wow. Well, definitely go get your head checked out, dude. Ryan, what's the vertical light behind you? Oh, those fancy things? You want to know about those? Those are some custom LED light tubes that I made. They're way... The camera I'm using does not... It doesn't really do very well for low light. But yeah, they're basically custom LED lights, 60 LEDs per meter, running custom. They're running WLED, which is loaded on a what is that? An ESP32 device, a wireless $4 circuit card, and it's awesome software. You can do all kinds of things, and they're super bright. Like the camera doesn't do it justice. Like they're so bright that it's yeah. Yeah, they could do all kinds of things. I would show you what else they can do via the other camera, but the other camera, let's see, is being used, and I can't reach it. Let's see, I might be able to turn it on here real quick. Yeah, the other camera is way up high, which is my iPhone, so I'm not able to switch it back, unfortunately. But it's something I can definitely do a video on at some point in time and show how they work. And actually, I might even have some photos and stuff we can that we can show and kind of show how they were made. Because I also have, if you look at, turn that back on again. If you look at these purple lights on the wall in front of my desk, those are using the same thing, and those are like aluminum strips, or about like a 1 inch off of the wall. It gives that nice little reflection. Yes, individually addressable RGB strips for sure. Definitely for the win. I agree. And you can set it to like music, and you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with it. Yeah, it's not too bad, and I wanted to be able to show, I guess, um, those are not the ones you soldered up. Those are for somebody else. Totally normal. I love how Microsoft insists that everybody update their computers to Windows 11, yet some computers cannot run Windows 11. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be one of those people, be the last one to update to Windows 11. All the computers in the house still on Windows 10. I plan on keeping it that way as long as I can. Yeah, thanks, Kelly. Yeah, I think I can pull up later in the stream here. We can pull up photos of that and talk about them and see. Wanzo is saying, would you prefer your joystick as a mouse or using a regular mouse? For right now, my plan is to try to stick with a regular desktop mouse for as long as I can, just because with the way my disease works is once you lose it, it's gone, like strength wise and hand function and stuff. So I want to try to maintain that for as long as possible. So definitely gonna try to stick with a mouse and using my hand for as long as I can until I can't anymore, and then I'll have to kind of go from there. Um, let's see. Why are we installing Ubuntu? Ubuntu, White Raven? I totally missed that one. Do you have a Patreon or a donating place? I do not have a Patreon yet. That is something I am working on, but I do have a PayPal thing that I put up. Let me put it here into chat. Hopefully, I think I did command right. I'm going to say command did not work. Please hold. Give me 1 second. I love it when chat commands. Huh. Maybe it did post. Let me end my poll. That's weird. Well. Okay. I will have to get one of those set up, and let me see if I can find a link to to that. I have no idea why it's not working. This is one of those things that where it's supposed to work and it doesn't. Yeah, could do that. Let me try it one more time. Maybe I did it wrong. You know, sometimes mistype things. I'm pretty sure I did an exclamation point though first. Let's try it one more time. You think that Stream Elements would give me the link to it? Looks like my bot has decided to check himself out, which is just fine. Here we go. Hold on, I'm trying to find the link. Do you think that they would make this super easy for me to be able to send it to people, but they... Well, I will put it in the link below in the description, so I apologize. It's supposed to be working, but the bot... Do exclamation point tip and see if it shows up for you guys in chat. It should, because it said the bot connected. Alright, let me get caught up on chat. I'm way behind. Sorry, Lidlock. I will definitely get have something there. I do have like a PayPal thing set up, but I don't know where the link is on Stream Elements at the moment. Okay, Christopher. I was working part-time, and so I was able, until the situation happened, start looking for a new job right before my health imploded. Yeah, that's yeah, Chris, it's just gonna, you know, that you're working part-time and now you gotta, yeah, now you have that situation to happen. Now it's a whole process of, you know, getting the care and stuff that you need. That's like always the hard part, that transition part. Rolling Thunder was at school today and I ran into a pole that had a hand sanitizer dispenser attached to it. And it was right in the middle of the hallway, but to be fair, I was looking down and driving. Ouch. Rolling Thunder. Hey, you want to know what though? At least your the way you can look at it, your would be very clean. At least, you know, okay, clean hands, clean chair. I mean, you run right into the pool there. Lidlock said, I lost everything. I can walk, but I fall down every little bit. Yeah, that was when I was at a younger age, like around 16. That was kind of where I was at. I could walk, you know, short distances, but then my legs would collapse out from underneath me. Yeah, that's true. Cash App, totally normal. Never even thought about that. Should set one set up. Yeah, I definitely need to get, there's something I've been trying to get set up, and I kind of temporarily set up the PayPal thing through Stream Elements just to get something going. And of course, they make it difficult for me to find the link. Yeah, I love that. Let's see. I use the Wi-Fi mouse and app for your phone. Kelly, when you're using the Wi-Fi mouse, do you get any lag or anything? Or I guess it kind of, if you're not doing any gaming with it, I guess that won't matter too much. What else am I missing here? You guys are chatting up a good amount here. That's good. Mike C is using a trackball mouse. It's easier for me with less arm and hand movements. Okay. Yeah, I've never really got used to trackball at all, but I know a lot of people really like that. It looks like Lidlock uses it. Wanzo as well. Yeah, I forgot Wanzo used one of those as well. Totally Normal says he signed all the paperwork today. Oh yeah, congrats on getting that paperwork signed finally, sir. Waiting for the bank to transfer complete. All to been, and I've been scammed by the insurance racket. Welcome to Portland, sir. Welcome to Portland. You're gonna get scammed. This idiot at my school keeps trying to break my chair. Oh man, that's what's up with that guy? Why is he trying to break your chair, Lidlock? The funny part was I knocked it over and hit the floor, and everyone around me jumped up and just stared at me. Honestly, I really wish you would have maybe had that in video. That would have been, that part of it would have been priceless. Just like the startle of people just startling them, you know, that would be pretty funny. Uh, I was in my strike force at school, just spun around and broke his. Oh, yeah, that will do it. I mean, strike force with a bumper would definitely clear some things out. Let's see. White Raven said, I can walk around a bit, no bending, squatting, or uneven terrain, and even in a controlled environment, my knees will give out every once in a while. Yeah, and see that's something that's gonna be very consistent. It's gonna be very difficult for you in that situation to be able to keep a regular type of job that would require. Most jobs are gonna require us to walk around and move around, and a lot of us are gonna, are not able to do that. Um, oh, Kelly, sorry to hear that, dude. It's just something that's just not fun at all to deal with. I'm not a very fast typer. I prefer to dictate. I have an iPhone, which is a dictation built in. That's what I use for most of my dictation as well. Yeah, the iPhone is. I feel like it does. Some days it does better than an Android phone. Some days it does horrible dictation. I think it depends on how much I sleep and how good of sleep I get. Um. Oh, okay. You can use the headphones that have microphone attached. Okay, that makes sense. His name is Buster. Kind of ironic. That is actually totally ironic. Holly Roll says unified remote works pretty good. Oh, sorry, you're saying that at once. I'm sorry. Cool. I think I all caught up on chat. But yeah, I mean that's kind of the whole thing I was starting with the stream earlier. Is just I feel like that there are so many people out there that are stuck and having to basically, like, for myself now, since I'm no longer working, and my care cost is so extreme and so high that I'd have to have a job that would make so much money that there's no way I could get that kind of job. I don't have that kind of experience to have a job like that. Um, and I think it's harder for people to um, get jobs like that at a certain point when your care costs end up being so high. Yeah, and and there's a big time, as Wanzo is just saying there in chat, that because we can't work, you can't get your own place, so it's kind of like has a triple effect of everything else in your life because you're limited on your assets. Like, I mean, let's talk about even like Social Security disability. It's $2,000 in total assets that you're allowed to have in order to stay on Social Security disability. I mean, there's some places here for rent that for like a single bedroom in the Portland area that you can't even get for $2,000 or just barely. Obviously, there are other housing programs you can get onto with long wait lists and stuff that can help get the cost of that down. But for the majority, though, the cost is just crazy for anybody to be able to afford to be able to live on their own without being over that $2,000 of resources if they want to stay on disability. Um, Jingle Bells Quantum smells and Quickie fails again. Lost its wheel and the lug nut got away. That's a good one. Nice. Uh, Currently going to school to get my associate's degree, and then I'm going to finish up 4-year school and degree in the IT field. That's awesome, Rolling Thunder. Is that a yes, good eye there, totally normal. Yes, that is a wise it does not have the RTSP installed on it because they removed that firmware version from their website before I had a chance to install. So if anybody has a copy of that firmware for the Wise cameras of the RTSP, that would be awesome. Could definitely appreciate that. See, and that's the thing, Rolling Thunder. Like when I was younger, but when I was going to school and stuff, I wish I don't know. Like looking back at it, like I don't really know exactly what I could have done different with like working in school because it just got to the point where my disability kept getting worse and worse and worse to where I could not continue to work, and then I had to make the decision not to work. Um, but I don't know. Some part of me almost wishes I would have stuck it out and tried to work a little bit longer. But now where I'm at with my cost of my care, it's just not something I'm able to do at all. Um, $900 a month just for catheters. Oh yeah, for sure. That's probably like a pretty small amount compared to what some people pay for catheters. And also, if anybody in chat is like under the age of like 24, there are lots of programs and stuff. Because like when I was going to school, like we had, which I know a lot of states have, we had folk rehab, and I was able to get like my first vehicle through folk rehab and my first job. Like I was able to get a lot of different things when I was younger. But it seems like once you get past like a certain age, a lot of those resources and things become less and less available. At least that's what in my personal opinion, that's what I feel like happens is once you get past a certain age, there's less of those resources available. Um, I'll send it to you if it works on the V3 though. Yeah, I don't. No, I'm assuming those are newer V3 cameras. I don't remember. White Reef can get it from the third party sites. Yeah, I try to stay away from third party if I can. It's the internet, man. I gotta try to stay away from that. But that's a good location to look. Yes, third party. Mike C, I'm on a lot of programs that can't have additional income. Yeah. I worry about the Etsy stuff, but it gives me something to do, so I just carry on. Yeah, White Raven, you can't worry about it. You just got to do you and don't worry about it. You just have to know that you're good, and yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Uh, I buy my supplies from Allegro Mega. It's cheaper to do. And doesn't Allegro Medical also take a lot of insurances too? Just curious. Um, oh, yeah, that's another thing as we talk about that we have available. It's actually available in multiple states, so check out to see if it's available in your state. Is in the state of Oregon and other states as well. There's a thing called the ABLE account. So it's basically a savings account that you can put money into that not only can the state not touch it, well, there's a little asterisk with that. We'll talk about that in a second, but also the federal government cannot touch it at all as far as accounting against your Social Security or any of your medical benefits. And you can put up to, I think the limit is $16,000 a year. And every year that starts over, you can put $16,000 in it again. And then, yeah, and you can put up to, I think, 100. I think in this state, in every state it varies. I think for here it's like $125,000 you can put in there that they can't touch. But here's the little asterisk here in the state here is let's just say, for example, there's, XYZ amount of money in your ABLE account in the state of Oregon, and you pass away, the state Medicaid office could technically go, has a possibility, hasn't been determined whether or not if they're allowed to or not, but they might be able to go in there and take your money back out of your account to help pay for your previous cost. That's the only negative. There is that potential that if you pass away, that they would then get any money that's in there. But the ABLE account is definitely, yeah, yeah. Let me catch up here on chat. Oh, and White Ravens, yes, they're available in every state, and that's true. And if it's not available in your state, you can get one set up in another state, which is a really weird thing, but it's actually pretty cool that you're actually able to do that. So I would look up for anybody that's trying to figure out a way to put money somewhere. They're worried about the feds and the state like taking away money. I know it sounds too good to be true. There's some sort of magical account you put money into that they can't count against you, but it's um able, that is a question, Joshua, that I am not able to answer. It's a good question. Most of the state sites or the companies that do able accounts in your and different states, a lot of them have FAQs, and on that FAQ that might have an answer to that question, Joshua. It's a good question. I did miss a couple other things in here. Thank you for bringing that up, Wanzo, about the able account. But yeah, Joshua, do not know though. Sorry. Wish I had more information on that. Rolling Thunder, I find it interesting that most insurance companies Most of the time will pay for a full-size power chair, but they will not pay for a van or a wheelchair accessible vehicle. Yeah, you would think with the cost of the power wheelchairs that would be kind of something, but I, yeah, it would be great if they did because I mean they're so expensive. I mean my first van, like when I had it, I mean my car payment when I was 19, 20, I mean it was $900 a month, which is basically all the money I made when I was working at the college, all went to pay for my van. It was crazy. Stay away from third party. Yeah, no, I'm pretty good about staying away from third party. Don't worry, I still have third party sites best I can. Rolling Thunder, that's the current battle. I'm trying to go through trying to get a wheelchair accessible vehicle to accommodate my M3 a lot easier than what I currently do. M3 is powered client manual ramps. Trying to get the trunk. I gotcha. Well, hopefully, Rolling Thunder, you can try to get a different wheelchair accessible van. It's expensive, but if you're in school and even if you're even like work like a small amount, even like part time while being in school, you might want to look into talking to your local state folk rehab if there is one in your state and see if they have anything. Some states do, some states don't, where they have options where they can help pay for a vehicle if you're using it to get to work. Not always, but I've seen that in Ohio and Washington and in Arizona that they have programs like that. Um, oh, they're cash only. That's why they're cheap. The Foley, my insurance pays €4 you can get for $1.68. Same exact branded model. Wow. Yeah, I got it rolling there. The wheelchair accessible vehicles. What you're trying to get a? Are you trying to get for like a van, or are you trying to get like a SUV, or what are you looking for? Hey, Dee Dee, how are you doing? Glad you're here. We're talking about working and not working and able accounts and different things. Yeah, you're welcome, Joshua. Hopefully that's hopefully something helpful. Um, Christopher Stroll, the Virginia Able program lets anyone from any state join. Yeah, a lot of them do. If you don't, for some reason, don't have an Able thing in your state, the neighboring state nearest you will probably definitely allow it. You got in trouble for shouting soup at school today. I'm assuming soup is to replace with another word there. Lidlock is what I'm guessing. Sorry to hear you crash Bando, sir. Rolling Thunder, I do not have a driver's license, so I would not be a driver. I wonder if that would affect anything if they tried to pay for it. Rolling Thunder, no. I know some people here personally that kind of did something through folk rehab here, and they were able to do that, and they were not the driver of the vehicle. So sometimes they kind of like that because then there can be less um, expense. The only reason why I kind of got out of the Voc Rehab uh, program is I ended up in the hospital, and when I ended up in the hospital, when I got out, I lost too much strength to be able to drive. So I went and I got recertified to drive a van with a joystick, similar to basically driving the joystick like a wheelchair. But at the time, I would have had to get a new van and everything, and the state wasn't willing to help me pay for it. And it was going to be basically $100,000 for a new vehicle, another $100,000 for the to drive with via joystick, and I couldn't afford it, so I just ended up becoming a passenger from that point in time and not no longer driving. That was when I was I don't know how many years ago was that. That was like 7 years ago that I became a passenger instead of a driver. But that should not, like I said, I don't think that would matter if you're the driver or not, because you'll still be using that vehicle to get you transported to work. So no soup. I like the word soup. Hey, it's a good word, man. I love soup, especially in the wintertime here. White Raven, my able accounts in California. I mean, I guess there's probably some good and bad different things. I wonder, and maybe if anybody is able to answer this, great. If you have an able account in a different state, and then you're receiving state Medicaid services in your state, Could they then go after the money in the other state? Just curious. Asking for a friend, as they say. No spoilers, Rolling Thunder. I haven't watched it yet. Sorry if that was loud. I'm just saying, no spoilers. I know it's been out. I just didn't have a chance to watch it. Ah, Tourette's. Yes, yes, they definitely can have some fun with that, and not fun with that. Um, I heard it costs money to remove your own money from the able account. That is not correct. It does not cost any money at all to remove. I just removed it some recently to pay for a car repair, and it was no cost at all on me to change my money back into my own account from there. But Rolling Thunder, uh, at least could you give me like a thumbs up? Is it really good? Oh, actually, you said it's really good too. Never mind. Might help if I read the rest of the message. Um, I don't think you have to tell them about it until you reach the $100,000 threshold. That's interesting, White Raven. I was just curious because, like, let's say if there's like 25K, say you live in the state of Utah, and then you have a California able account with $25,000 on there, you die. Can the state of Utah go to California and be like, hey, we need access to this able account? I've just been curious on that one. Just started watching the cartoon Star Trek, Lower Decks. Kind of funny guy. I haven't seen that one at all. I'll have to watch that as well. They're totally normal. It's really good. All right, Dee Dee. I will get on that. If they don't know about it, how are they supposed to pull money out of it? Good point. Right, Raven. Very good point. Start an account in every state. I don't because it is technically a federal program as well. I'm assuming you might be limited to one state because they'd probably track that. I'm guessing somehow. But I never thought. I mean, I guess maybe that's not necessarily a air quote blank uh, option for people, but that's interesting. See, we'll learn something new about able accounts. It's good to have a good community. Oh, Dee Dee, what's an able account? That's no problem. So, an able account is a savings account that you can put money into that the feds, like Social Security, Disability, and also your local Medicaid office cannot count that money against you. It's like a savings account you can put up to, at least in the state of Oregon, and it might vary per state, $16,000 per year into, up to, at least in the state here, I believe it's like 120,000 that you can put up into it total. It's just a great way to give yourself be able to have a savings account and not have to worry about it counting against your benefits. And you can also set it up and have like a page to it where people can like donate. So if there's like a family member who wants to be able to donate to that account each month, there's like a page you could set up they could actually go and donate to, or anybody could. I mean, you could put it out there publicly and people could donate to that account. I don't know anybody that does that, but I do know that it's an option for able accounts to be able to do that, which I think is really cool. A lot of movies, including that one I work at, are showing the original Avatar again before the new one. Oh, that's really cool. Avatar is such a great movie. I'm excited to see the new one. Um, let's see. Is the Oregon one better for the donation page thing? I think. Oh, okay. So the Oregon, I don't think it's a specific Oregon thing. I think a lot of them should have a way to be able to set up a donation thing. I would look into that. Chris, does it deposit? Oh, okay, that's good to know, Chris. I didn't know if it was set by the state or by the Fed. So the deposit limit is set by the Feds. So there you go. California requires you to give them a list of email addresses and then they email out something to people. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, in Oregon, it's literally like you take, like, you create this thing and they go to like a web page and like donate it and they get like a tax thing, I guess. Like an email, like, thank you for your donation kind of situation. I didn't know that California did that. Like I said, every state kind of handles it a little bit differently. Hopefully that answered your question about it, Dee Dee. Ooh, that is really hot tea. Should not drink it that quickly. You might need to move your account. I wonder how easy it is to do that, White Raven. Moving accounts around. Be curious. You'll have to let us know if you look down that rabbit hole and see where that goes. Is everyone excited to see the new avatar? I know to keep advertising. Hopefully everyone on here, or most people on here, have seen the advertisement for it. What you're saying, I think you can do it once per year. Okay, that's not bad. If you can do it, move it around once a year. Yeah, there's a new avatar coming. I would put it on and like show it to everybody, but I'm scared of like getting one of those. I don't need any copyright action on my account for a month. That'd be great. Oh, you live mostly commercial. Yeah, I've even seen that the ad on YouTube. So I maybe you're paying for commercial free YouTube. Then maybe that's if you're not seeing it there, totally normal. If you got a bank account in every state, you would definitely be charged with structuring. Yeah, that would make sense, Joshua. If you're trying to put like an account in every state, interesting. Um, if there's an ad in front of, I close whatever app it is and walk away. I could see that totally. But like, I'm just done. Like, there's an ad, I'm done. I've always wondered what type of scale would be able to weigh a full size power chair. I was thinking it's in a doctor's office, but I'm not sure. So, I just got weighed at the doctor's office, which, and we can come back to my number in a minute on that one. Um, but I just laughing at one of the comments. That's a great response. Um, so they have like the scale. It's kind of like a I don't even know what it is. It kind of reminds me of like a truck station scale. So it's a metal square scale, and you just park your wheelchair on there, and it basically weighs you and your wheelchair, and then you just have to know your wheelchair weight, and then you can subtract that out of there. Which, just curiosity, am I correct that the F3 weighs 430, or am I off on my numbers? I swear that was the weight of a Permobil F3. So if anyone in chat wants to confirm that. But yeah, I've actually thought about buying a what's that called? Like a like either an engine scale or like something to use like a butcher scale that you can connect like in between your Hoyer and you, and then like connect your straps to and weigh yourself. That's something that I was thinking trying to get for a way. Livestock scale. There you go. Now with the livestock scale, could you just pull right onto it? Lidlock, I'm sorry that you have been banned from the car wash. Wait, they have codes for a scale, or what'd you get? What codes are you trying to do with Lidlock? Livestock scale for 150 bucks. Okay, so livestock scale is where it's at. 430-ish. Okay, so I was right. Well, I'm gonna guess that the hospital that I was at, their scale is not correct because the number that they told me I weighed didn't seem possible. Not like in a negative way, but like in a positive way. It seemed little bit on the low side. I mean, could have been right. I mean, who knows? I looked at the specific specifications on my M3 order receipt. See what it said. It weighs 390. Yeah, M3s are a little bit lighter than F3s. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the F3s are super heavy. What does the F5 weigh? I think it's got to weigh a lot more. It's a lot bigger a chair than an F3. I think those got to be pushing like 500. Maybe it's not that bad, but wash codes you buy them. Oh, okay, that makes sense. LeBlanc. I was forced to weigh myself to doctors. I guess it's been, because I've been pretty dishonest this whole year. I think that's kind of the way we'd all feel. Like, no, I mean, honestly, this is the first time I've been weighed in probably 3 years. So I was kind of like, oh, okay. So I think everyone's going to be kind of in the same boat if anyone's getting onto a scale at the moment. I was shouting, please drive forward for like an hour. Gotcha. No, no, like I'm sure it's not the case, dude. Livestock scales are, that's where it's at. Oh, and I'm actually, so, had soccer practice last weekend, and I had to use a manual Hoyer in the garage to transfer again, and I'm just really getting sick and tired of using like the old school manual Hoyer. To me, this does not feel safe, so I'm gonna go and try the Harbor Freight special uh, gantry crane. I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'll post up some videos on it once I get it together and stuff. I just want to see how well it works and how well it's easy to move around. I was thinking it might be helpful for those that want like a ceiling lift, but maybe don't have a room or have like an apartment and can't install anything to a ceiling. Ah, there we go. There's a link right there. I'm assuming that's the... Oh, it's a Hoyer scale. Or is it just, what kind of scale is it? It's good for 2,200 pounds. You can connect it between your ceiling and your Hoyer for 89 bucks. Not bad. Let's take a look at it so everyone on the stream can see it. It's actually not bad for 89. Yeah, I don't think that's totally terrible. And it comes in fun colors. Let's go on to... Let's go down a Harbor Freight journey real quick. Because why not? We'll see how many times I misspelled gantry crane. I mean, come on, it's good for a 1 ton. So this is what I was thinking. Obviously, the price is a little bit outlandish, but if you think about this, if you live like in an apartment or somewhere like that, you're not going to be able to install anything into your ceiling. So, and I figured if you can fit wide enough to fit a truck, so what width of a bed was that, like, I don't know, 8 feet, 6 feet? I figured that would be enough room to be able to put like a bed on one side and be able to use it to slide over and go down onto like a wheelchair. Or hopefully that's even longer. And the way I looked at this piece of metal up here at the top is I'm sure you can get longer pieces. So I don't know. I just wanted to see if this would be like a quick and easy way of doing that instead of doing like an engine lift. As a Hoyer doesn't seem as safe. I feel like this is like, I don't know, like overkill for a Hoyer, but I figured it'd be kind of like, I don't know, try to give it a try, see if it could make it work, and then disconnect the Hoyer right to that. So I don't know. Does anybody else think it's a good idea? Bad idea? I'll catch up in chat here in a second and take a look. I just thought it might be something that would work. Let's see if it says how wide that part is. 128 inches. 58 inches. Ooh. Wow. Just realized it weighs very heavy. It's 600 pounds. 94 inches in between posts. That's enough to put in between like a bed and a wheelchair. I feel like 94 inches. I think that would work. And adjustable with 9 positive stops. Okay. It looks like the crank handles you see here on the side are to like raise this part up and down, but you could honestly just keep it right at that low height. But if I figured if it's good enough to lift an engine, This should be good enough to lift up somebody. All right, let's get caught back up on chat. Look up crane scale. Hmm. You don't want to be supported by that, Lidlock? I don't know. Sometimes I get scared as being lifted up and carried by the ceiling hoyer. So I don't know. I feel like I'd be pretty safe with that thing. Totally normal, no comment. All right, fair. That's probably fine though. I mean, for a garage and something to go and transfer, I think it'd be okay. Rolling Thunder says, I wish Prime Wheel made walkers. I'm physically able to walk. In fact, Prime Wheel walk with a front-facing walker. Oh man, they would probably make some really nice walkers, Rolling Thunder, if they actually did. Oh, but yours is a Nimbo brand. Gotcha. Yeah, I never had a any type of thing that I went right basically from manual chair or from a scooter to a manual chair to a power chair. That's kind of my transition of equipment. Oh, that's true. Yeah, some of the rollators are actually really nice too to allow you to actually uh, sit down, stuff like that. Totally normal. It can confirm that my ceiling lift mounting in the attic makes the house stronger. Yeah, they actually added some extra beams and stuff in the attic where my ceiling hoyer is, just for added strength, just to make sure that it'd be good. And I think they tested it. I was not here. I was actually so when my ceiling hoyer got installed. It's a kind of a funny, not really funny story, but when it got installed, I was in the hospital, and Totally Normal was at my house, directing it, getting it installed. It was a pretty interesting time. Oh wait, we have photos. There's proof. I mean, it's totally normal. There's going to be proof. We should kind of just assume that by now. Let's see here. I am gonna. Yeah, Lidlock, dude, you should probably go get that checked out, sir. Thanks for joining, though, man. Yeah, and hopefully you have some assistance to help you get that glass out of there as well, sir. You don't need to be trying to go to bed with that kind of thing and you're on there. That's not a good time. Ah, well, no, it's hilarious. I just found the I did not give up. Remember how we were trying to get the bot to do a tip thing and it was like refusing to? I found a link. It's not great, but at least I found a link. It's in the about page on my YouTube channel. That's where I found it. Rolling Thunder said I had a crocodile walkers for the longest time. They're a really nice brand. And my number one did not come with the seat, but default had to walker. Then I had to get the flip down seat. I gotcha. Okay. I've never heard of that brand. Dark by 7:30. Yes, it is completely dark outside. It is dark here in the state. Oh man. I don't know if I will show maybe one of the pictures. Maybe I'll do both. All right, let me bring up some pictures. Or we can look at my ceiling hoyer install and how they're able to, and what they use to test it here. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. So they literally brought in, this is like their testing thing. It's literally like a scooter with totally normal. How many pounds was that? It's got to be a ton. And here they are connecting it to the Hoyer. Or it is actually they're just connecting this to the track. So 700 pounds of weight hanging from this. You can't see it because the light is blowing it out, but basically it's right up there in the ceiling, goes along the track. I think it's like 8 foot. But yeah, they tested that connection there in the ceiling with 700 pounds just to make sure it wouldn't go anywhere. Yeah. Thank you, Totally Normal, for sending that. That's just, yeah, like I said, I was that was that time that I was in the hospital for a couple weeks. So Totally Normal was over at my house trying to get that taken care of for me because I when I first moved here in 2000 end of 2015, I had it with me. I could not find an installer for the life of me that was willing to put it in, and uh, I don't remember exactly how it all went down, but that's all I know is it got taken care of somehow. It's pretty awesome. Very fortunate. Well, I think we're gonna start. Let's see. It's only been wait an hour in. Yeah, you totally remember has peeps. I got the connections, man. Connections. I think my elementary school was crashed because whenever I would use my crutches, I would always fall. In fact, at one point I got so bad I had to wear a helmet. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, my nickname was Wheels because I drove a four-wheel scooter starting in sixth grade, and the kids just thought that that was just hilarious, and it was not really, hilarious to me, but they thought it was great. I was gonna see if I can find any old photos of it, but I don't think I have anything going back that old, unfortunately. Let me do a quick little search while you guys are chatting amongst yourselves. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna be able to find it. I don't think it's gonna know what a scooter is versus a wheelchair. It does know what a scooter is, but it did not find it. So yeah, Google Photos is good for certain things, but I feel like it knowing the difference between like a scooter and a wheelchair doesn't really like it tries, it just doesn't really I feel like know the difference very well. Marshmallow? I don't know if that was the peeps, but it's definitely some peeps for sure. Which is good. It was good to have some peeps in some high places. That was yeah. Wouldn't have been possible any other way, for sure. It probably would have honestly if that incident never happened, I don't know when I would have ever gotten that installed at all. So I'm very thankful to got that installed. Yeah, no pictures of me in a green scooter. That's okay. I call group two chair scooters and chairs basically. Yeah, basically without rehab seating. I agree. It really irritates me that people give me a hard time for having a full size power chair when I can actually stand up and walk. Yeah, dude, that's people just don't understand and just yeah. Well, yeah, I think if you're in public giving you a hard time, like those people just need to just yeah. It's I mean I definitely wish I would have done the rehab style power chair sooner than what I did. I think I waited a little too long. Um, I wish I would have, done it a lot sooner when I was younger, but the scooter is what I started with. But dude, it makes total sense that even though you can walk, you're quite mobile, but for some people, distance can be hard. Something if your doctor prescribed for you to keep you safe and for you to use, and that's yeah. People are always yeah, unless they're actually in that same situation as White Raven saying, they're definitely gonna not. They're gonna misunderstand it for sure. I mean, I even have friends of mine that I haven't seen in, in like 10 years. Cause last time they saw me, I was like walking and using a manual chair. And now they saw me in like a full, like rehab chair. That just kind of like threw them off. They at first didn't really know what to think, or like, I'm still the same person. I'm just in a different chair. Like everything's still the same. Um, it was an interesting experience. Ah, got it, totally normal. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I don't think it's a word I use anymore. That's just the way I guess because that's just what I called it back then. So that's what I stick with. But yeah, no, for sure. I think mobility device is a lot better sounding. DD, I was 80% chair, 20% walker for about 7 years back. I was falling and getting hurt all the time, broken bones and whatnot. Yeah, and that's what put me into my first power chairs. I kept falling. I would walk and I would fall, and then one time I walked and fell and broke my ankle, and the doctor was like, "Well, there you go. You have muscular dystrophy. You're not gonna, regain that ability to walk again once you break your ankle because you're gonna be off of your ankle for 3 months." And then I had to go to a power chair. Yeah, it's for safety and like having a power chair. If it's something that helps you go longer distances or anything at all like that's important. That's huge. People make all kinds of assumptions and things without much thought at all. Yes, exactly. Didi, you're talking like the transformation from going to like say like a manual chair, or whatever, to like full rehab chair, the way people treat you. Was that what you're meaning by that? If so, yes, I agree. There is a big change in the way that people like compared to my mobility device versus a power chair. Like, oh man, like grocery stores. So I'm choking. Hold on. Every time in a grocery store, they always talk to whoever I'm with. Never directly at me at all. They like see the power chair and they feel like they can't like communicate. I'm like, do you not see me pulling out my credit card and like the one doing the payments here? Like, I'm right here. Like, you can talk to me. Yeah, it's there's definitely people act and treat differently for sure. I've had some people go as far as say that I'm using quote someone else's chair, quote meaning that I am using a chair that someone else could use. Now, dude, that's a bunch of crap, Rolling Thunder. Yeah, people need to mind their own business. And that includes like on like social media, thing that. So it's like what we have for us is what works for us, and people need to like respect that. And they can't make assumptions about. You just can't do that. Um, Anytime at Disney park, it's way different if I'm using an ultralight manual versus a power chair. Absolutely. No, it's a big difference in the way you treat. I kind of I totally normal. Remember our Florida trip? Remember the people at the airport that randomly ran up to us and took photos and ran off? Oh, that was sorry. That moment of Disney Park just reminded me of that. White Raven walking was always hell. I never went out and did anything without the regret until I got a chair. Yeah, I mean, having a chair for me, I mean, just to be able to have that mobility back and gain, knowing I could go places, go far. I didn't have to worry about like walking and falling. Like it was, yeah, having the finally getting the power chair was great. It'd take a little bit of time to get used to, but oh yeah, it opens up tons of stuff. Like it just opens up so many more opportunities to be able to do, um, and just be able to go places. I think it, yeah, it's let's see, what was that? I was at a restaurant with my friend, just two of us, and the waitress comes up to us, asked my friend, what would he like? Yeah, see, you end up getting treated like a child, because they think you can't like, and it's like, no, I can. Yeah, it's a very common thing that's I feel like a society thing, which is something that I think that we just have to educate people about and try to talk to them about. Like, hey, like going forward, you should maybe try to do this, which I know is not always easy because you're there with your friends or people, and we're not really trying to spend our nights and evenings going around educating people. But I always try to do that if I can, if I have the opportunity and the time to do that with somebody, I always will. But it does get super frustrating. But it's just kind of part of it. We all, understand that we're all in that same kind of boat. We've all had those kind of same things happen to us. We can all relate. You got 20 gigs of unused footage? Yeah, dude, you got to go through that footage. I wonder if we have any footage from the airport. Why you would say go out too much without worrying about being too much pain and return or falling and not being able to get up? Yeah. Another thing is it'll talk so loud, oh yeah, because they end up being so loud. You're like, I don't even know what you're saying. Like, turn it down, dude. I can't hear you. Yeah. White Raven, that's one thing I am unable to do at the moment with my way the house is set up is that I want to install an automatic opening door, but I'm not able to because there's glass above one of my doors that makes it impossible to install anything above it. So I don't have a current way of getting out on my own out of the house. Yeah, it's something I'm working on though. I'd love to have the ability to be able to go for like a walk down the neighborhood and be able to do it on my own. I have ramps, I have everything, but a ability to go out the door myself, which is a little bit on the frustrating side, especially these last, I don't know, since last week, Thursday. I haven't really been able to go anywhere except for doing power soccer on Saturday, and a family member had to take me in order to make that work. Um, Usually my friends just say, ask him. Yeah, that's always good. Just kind of have like whoever you're with is redirect it, like basically at you, and then that way that person will, yeah. Rolling Thunder. Yeah, it's when kids do come up and ask you questions like that. Yeah, you always have to come up with an answer to name my vegetable. Yeah, my niece is always asking like why and why this and why that. So yeah, that's great. Trait. Oh my gosh, it's totally normal. Oh, that's good. That's bad, but that's good. Filter's got a way to have it powered up with the glass. I've seen them installed on towards the glass. Uh-oh. Lidlock, you got stream elements timed you out for 30 seconds. You'll be able to type back in 30 seconds again. Yeah, White Raven, I'll have to look and see. It's unfortunately like the place I'm getting it from is like in order to get the cost down, it's like not like a local company or anything. They're like door openers are like $300 or $400, and it allows it is basically an automatic door opener. They're just direct from manufacturer overseas, and that's why the prices are a lot cheaper. But then, yeah. Oh, you got in trouble for that one. And get kicked out for saying soup. Gotcha. That Stream Elements doesn't even tell me what it was, sir. It just went ahead and said nope. Now that's crazy, Rolling Thunder. Actually, are these like people that you know, or are these like total random strangers? 'Cause that's just insane that they would have the tenacity to come up there and just say that. This is crazy. Trying to think of any type of complete random strangers. Wow. Yeah, it's yeah, it's been weird not really being out in public as much as I normally was prior to the situation. So I have noticed it seems to be a little bit more like interesting kind of comments like that coming from people than what there was prior to the situation. So I feel like it's just yeah, there's like a lot more weirdos asking strange things by Raven for sure. Not the usual peeps. Yeah, normally there's like the usual suspects that always say the dumb things like, driving too fast, buddy. Slow it down. You got a license for that? Like, there's always those people. Um, but yeah, I do feel like it's kind of gotten a little bit weirder out there since the situation. I think we can all agree. Trying to think of anything that the last time anything anybody said it to me. People treat me differently than most, though, I feel. Yeah, I'm tweaking the chair. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think as a society as a whole, there's a lot of people that treat people well with respect and things like that. Um, and then other people just don't. Christopher saying the most awkward thing I've been asked is what war I was injured in, and then having to explain. Wow. It, I, I, this having the tenacity of making assumptions like that, that's just, yeah. TD saying when we first got motorized mobility, the kids would take off the charger at night and buzz around the neighborhood and think I knew. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. Wait, wait. Rolling Thunder, are you serious? You back to people you're allowed to have lights on your chair? Were they like red and blue or something? Or why would they be asking that? That's crazy. No, I don't know about fender lights. Yeah, but that's so like the stock fender lights. People are like, I've never had that happen before. I even have crazy aftermarket lights. I mean, I could see if your lights were like blue and like flashing and strobing or something, but that's true. Totally normal. Just come up with a really short, super short answer, and it doesn't answer the question. That's true. You can just respond, uh, "Nope, 44," and just walk away. I meant to say, okay. I had the lady tell me that I need a flag. I was on something like 20 feet from the street. Why? Because she wasn't able to see you or something? That's not good, Ludlock. Hopefully, you got somebody you can call that can maybe come and help you get adjusted or figure out why you can't move. It was aliens. That's always a good like go-to response. Just like it was aliens, and that's it. Oh yeah, that's the worst Rolling Thunder when it's come up to you and you go beep beep beep. You're like, okay, seriously. Yeah, that's definitely one of the most annoying things. Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I don't even like bother wasting my time confronting people anymore. I've like dealt with it now for 20 years, and it's just like, whatever. People are gonna be ignorant, and like I said, sometimes I'll be like, if they like can obviously didn't know what to say, or they felt like they were like didn't know what to do, I'll be really nice and kind of like say like, hey, next time try doing this. But if they're just like doing the typical crap that people say on the streets or whatever, I just ignore it. It's just no reason to even confront people anymore. I feel like, especially after the situation, a lot more people are on edge. And if you try to confront them, you don't know how they're going to react, which is just, in my rule of thumb, it's better off to let it go than to try to jump in. Yes, Lidlock, you definitely need to have somebody help you do that. For sure, dude. You can't be having glass in your head, your hair, in your face, bed. That's not good. I don't know. She didn't need to see me. If she was in a position where she needed to see me, she would have. God. That's true. Why you're like, it's like, wait. So if you can't see, it would be she had to be like driving actually on the sidewalk. Some guy yesterday was super excited about seeing my ramp on the van and starts yelling about how bad. Yeah, I've had that happen with a lot with kids. Like I'll be like parking in like a handicap spot, put the ramp down to be some kids, like little kids, like with their parents who are like, whoa, that's the coolest thing ever. Yeah, it just I'm kind of with you on that one, totally normal. As far as like overall mood, it just kind of depends on my mood. If I'm in the mood for it, maybe I'll talk to him. But for the most part, it's just I don't know. You kind of have to judge it like how much ignorance was there and the tone of their voice, and then kind of go from there. It's kind of my rule of thumb. Like how our subjects have changed from jobs to able accounts to things that we don't like in public. So it's a good conversation, guys. It's great. And gals. Unfortunately, sometimes when I get stared at, but it still bothers me when people stare at me like I'm in a. Yeah, Rolling Thunder. That will get easier as you get older. I promise. But yeah, when I was your age, for sure, like that, like bothered the crap out of me. Like I, yeah, I'm really surprised I did not get in any more trouble than what I have when I was younger for situations like that. So I totally understand. But as the older you get, the easier it is to ignore those kinds of like people staring at you and stuff like that. It does get, but sometimes you get those like intense stares. You're like, okay, like if I don't say anything, this person's not gonna like stop. Especially if like you're in public, like eating somewhere or something. That's super annoying. There was a whole grown adult, but he was also wearing spandex. So, was it the bike mafia, the bicycle mafia, also known as? I had some kids see me use the wheelchair height buttons on a Coke freestyle machine, and they thought it was magic. That's really cool. Yeah, seat elevators can be magic. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to. It's totally normal as agreeing with me on that. That 100%, assess the person, the situation first. Is it like they seem hostile? They actually seem genuine, or is it just seem like they just have no clue what they're talking about and just throwing stuff out there? The Coke freestyle buttons. Is that like something you can do like with an app with the freestyle buttons? I guess I'm not in on the freestyle. I haven't gotten anything out of a vending thing in a long time. So I enjoyed it with the Coke freestyles. I'm a little bit behind on the times here, guys. Sorry. I'm sure somebody will put a picture and a link to it. Yeah, so you guys have lost me now. White Raven and that. I have no idea. Oh, interesting. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. So it's kind of like a I have a wheelchair button on the side. Okay. That's cool. Hmm. I haven't like had soda or pop in like oh man, like 10 probably plus years, maybe 12. Sounds really cool though. I'm glad that they have that. Dee Dee said you went to the search counter at the store the other day and I was in my VS and stood. Freaked a whole bunch of people out. Honestly, I think Dee Dee, if you rolled up into a place where I was at and all of a sudden you stood up to your VS, I would probably be a little bit like the same thing. That's got to be a really awesome sight though to see somebody in power trip go and like stand up. But I mean, I probably would have been like, "Whoa, look at that!" But yeah, it's definitely. Uh, I can see it like freaking out people that've never seen anything like that. Were they like worried about like your chair tipping or something? I'm curious like why they were like freaking out over it. Yeah, there's been times I've gone to a lot of places. So we went to a bakery. and wanted some dessert, and they didn't have a ramp or anything. I understand there's like an ADA exemption with older buildings. So, like, were you able to like did the manager like was he willing to like, hey, what can I get you? Like I noticed my building's not accessible. Sorry, what can I get you? Was he at least willing to help, or was he just basically stared at you and said like sorry or said nothing? Well, Lidlock, if you got your phone there, buddy, I maybe recommend you send a text to somebody and just let them know what happened. Um, just let them know glass, head, bed, etc. And can't move, and see if there's somebody that can come back and help you out there, buddy. Oh, yeah. See, that's just not that's not right. He should have like, hey, what can I do for you? Stuff like that. So I have a group of like 3 to 4 friends that we get together like once a week, and we go around like different breweries in the area, and it normally definitely makes people like a little confused when there's like 3 power chairs, a service dog, and a person manager show up to the brewery all at once. A lot of them don't really like know what to do, but we just normally just tell them what to do. Like as far as like, hey, if you could just move the chair for us and stuff, we're good to go. Like we have to kind of instruct them because a lot of them don't know what to do. But we've gone to we have a couple around the area that are like our local watering hole, I guess you can call it, and we really had a chance to get to know the people there, and they all know us, and they're always able to like just like since we've been there so much times, they kind of know what it is that we need, and they just like take care of it for us, and we give them a nice tip and stuff for helping out. But it's yeah, I feel like once you have your few regular places, people can be really nice and can be helpful when you're out and about in public. Unlike the guy at the bakery. I don't think most of them knew that there was such thing, but a couple kind of jumped back as if they couldn't figure out what was happening. Yeah, I could see that when you're doing your standing for DD. That makes sense. I mean, I guess people are not going to necessarily see that. I mean, sure, there's been standing chairs since like the C500, but I don't think it's not something you normally see every day in public for sure. Um, they're capacitive touch buttons that blend in the front of the machine, so you can't see them unless you know they're there. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Lidlock, there's nobody that you're able to like text at all. Even just text them like, hey, like this is going on, like somebody that will be maybe coming back to your area later, dude. We got glass and stuff. What? Oh, oh, you're sending me the. Gotcha. You're sending me an image of this Coke machine you guys are talking about. Is it the little button on the right? All right, here. Somebody says I'm gonna. You're just gonna have to tell me where to put my mouse. I think I know what you guys are talking about. Are you talking like this little thing right here, or is it this? Oh, that the symbol. So yeah, it's that little. So as soon as you pull up there, it lights up and it knows that you're there. Oh, okay. But you kind of have to know that it's there, and all these machines are kind of all of them are all in that same spot. I've never. It's been a long time since I've taken anything with Coke. There's a second photo. Oh, okay, gotcha. That makes sense. That's pretty cool. I didn't know they had those on vending machines and stuff now. I'm assuming the second photo is similar, like a similar kind of system, just on a different product. Let's see. Lidlock saying that your mom is in Peru and your dad's at work and connected well. Oh crap, man! You have like a neighbor you can maybe text or something. You're another restaurant, and one time where a similar situation occurred, so they're actually very gracious and brought me. Yeah, I mean, there are really good people out there, um, and are willing to help. But then every once in a while, you go to those restaurants and places where people are like, "Nope, sorry, not going to help you. Move on." Nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that Rolling Thunder. You'd be able to get a chance, especially with good weather, that sit outside, enjoy the fresh air and some food. Thank you for that. Totally normal. Yeah, definitely do not sleep. Yeah, for sure. There's a few styles in, but yeah, okay. DD, I love the fact that it can shut off the voice thing. What do you mean you can shut off the voice thing and the self checkout thing, DD? What is the self checkout voice thing? Are you saying like with your VS you can stand up and do that? Uh, I was one of those mom and pop places, so everything was made from scratch. And oh, dude, those are the best. I love mom and pop restaurants. There's a local Mediterranean mom and pop place that opened up in the town that I live in, and oh, it's so good. I love going to those kind of places. When I'm going to be on the lookout now when I'm in public for any of those machines and see if they had those captive buttons on there. It's pretty cool. Huh. I guess I've never noticed those buttons being there at all. That the self checkout scanners have a voice adjustment. I didn't know that. I guess I haven't like had to, I guess, check out on my own. I've always had um yeah, never had that. I guess I've always had like somebody with me when I go grocery shopping now. But that's good to know that you're able to do that. But at least it's cool there's a button. But I have heard them like talk out loud. I just didn't realize it was something you could adjust. Oh, every single time you scan an item. Gotcha. And like you go and check out once and you ripped all the sounds, took them out, like see it sounds. Dan did it in a video once, and then totally normal's like, wait, so I did? It was probably one of those grocery store run videos. I don't know, guy. You haven't done one of those in a long time. I'm sure TD's got a good memory on which one it was. Maybe that's really funny. Wow, look at that. We're already at 8:10, man. Where did the time go today? I'm gonna start winding down here soon because I'm starting to get a headache from wearing these headphones shortly after moving to the mold hole. I love how everyone's got like these different names of their different locations you have lived totally normal. Like I don't think I don't have any nicknames for I've been in the same place for the last few years, so I don't have any nicknames for it yet. But I'm sure I can come up with some. Let's call it this the Rye can do it headquarters. I'm currently in the office. We'll start with that. With tons and tons of wires and GoPros and things over there in the back corner. That I should probably clean that up maybe for the next stream. Looks like there's all kinds of stuff over there. Lord Farquaad was an amazing host. Universal to have a Harry Potter ride that you have to get onto while it's slowly moving, but they also have an ADA option where you can get on the ride, but it's not moving the same ride. Huh. Yeah, that's cool. I think in 2017, when Totally Normal and I were at Disney in Florida, we had a total of, and Totally Normal can correct me on this, I think we had like, there was like 6 or 7 rides that we could get on total that we did. But yeah, they had some of the rides that were like on really like weird conveyor belt kind of things that kind of pulled like carts around with people or wheelchairs in it. Very interesting. I think it's pretty cool that they have some accessible, available on the rides. It sucks a lot of them were like, I don't know, slow and stuff, which obviously they need to be because it's got to be safe. You don't want to toss people out their wheelchairs. It's just, I was hoping it would be like, I don't know. I just missed the days of like doing roller coasters, all that stuff. I just know my body cannot handle that. I mean, I hit like a bump wrong on the sidewalk and my back is shot for a half a day. Oh yeah, you were in the Q6000Z on that trip. I totally forgot. It also was also when we had the our friend had a Mercedes Metris van, and we fit 3 power chairs in there using a 12-foot long roller ramp. It was, I think we've shown pictures of it before on the stream. And a super long roller ramp. It is just, it's insane. But for us to fit that many power chairs inside of there, that was the incredible part. Like I don't know how the heck we were able to do that. I also remember Totally Normal burned his head many times on the ceiling. Um, because it was just, yeah. There we go. I have the perfect shot of the Metris and featuring Totally Normal Dick. There you go. That ramp doesn't look it, but it's extremely long. And he just kind of clipped it in and rolled it up, and yeah, worked out pretty well. It was pretty sweet for us all to cram in there. And you can see Totally Normal's head is like a half an inch, maybe even closer. And there's another person, another power chair behind uh, Totally Normal. So there's like 3 power chairs in the back and 2 passengers in the front. It was crazy, but it was a lot of fun. That was definitely a really epic trip. Because we went down there to go see. Of course, there's more. Of course, there's. Um, we went down there to go see Power Soccer World Cup down there. All right. There's another image. And then there's another person behind us that had to tilt their chair back in order to fit in there. But wait, there's more. There you go. That shows the perfect thing to ramp. The ramp was pretty sweet though because it was like pretty lightweight. But it was actually pretty impressive. We could actually fit 3 power chairs in there. It was very impressive. I mean, for a small van, and it had plenty of power to move us around and stuff. Like it was like, wow, that's actually pretty sweet. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I definitely do like miss having trips and stuff like that. Which hopefully we'll be having some coming soon. Like 7 seconds long or 7 seconds in? Okay, one more. Of course there's another. Let's see.
Ever wonder how many wheelchairs?
Oh, that's like a little clip.
Ever wonder how many wheelchairs you can fit in a mattress? We're gonna put one more in here tomorrow. Actually, later today.
Yep. It's really surprising that there's even space back there. It's crazy. Thank you, Totally Normal. All right, we get caught up on chat. Yeah, it's all in the Magic Kingdom video on Totally Normal's page. Yes. Just type in probably Magic Kingdom video and it'll probably show up on his channel if anyone wants to go back and watch our trip from 2017. Disney no longer offers the 88 Fast Pass, which basically, yeah, that was. Yeah, so people are actually renting or paying to go to Disneyland World with them and using them. Yeah, people were literally doing that to get a hold of the passes. So they basically got rid of it for everyone. It was horrible. It's such a messed up situation that should have never even happened, you know? Because a lot of people love going to Disney and being able to have that. Yeah, it was all there was no seats or anything in the floor at all in the back the way. I don't know if he ordered it that way. I think he specifically ordered it that way because he wanted a way to be able to do it as a wheelchair van on the download. There you go. There's the playlist for it. In case anybody wants to go back and watch our 2017 adventure. It was fun. It was good times. And hopefully we'll be having another good times here coming up maybe next week if everything goes well. It's looking like it's going to. Come on down to a warmer direction. Let's see. Anything else there in chat I missed? Yeah. Well, we already know you. It's just a matter of if I can figure out my like I was saying, I have some care issues that I'm trying to figure out on my end to make an upcoming possible trip happen. So we'll see. I'm sure I can get it all figured out. I just gotta get the one of the caregivers needs to try to make it home, but she, like literally stuck in the middle of the hurricane right now. And the airports are gonna be closed till next week. So due to damage from the hurricane, so. Nice to meet you, Will, and I will try to remember your name, sir. I'm really bad with names. Um, so if I forget, I apologize. I have really bad short-term memory. I always have, but I will do my best in trying to remember. And thank you for joining today, Rolling Thunder and White Raven and Dee Dee, and I can't tell how many other people that are on right now because I think there's 4 other people on here. So hi, 4 other people. Nice to meet everyone that's on here. I guess, yeah, nice to meet everyone. You can ask me any type of questions or anything you want to ask. Chat is open and there's no obviously there's chat rules. You know, be nice, be kind, but yeah, we're all and everyone here is in chat. So everyone's in a good group, good people. So feel free to ask any questions or speak up in chat. And if chat's hard for you or anything, then no worries about it. Just glad that you're here. Glad that you're watching, hanging out with all of us. So I think 100% next week has got to be a game night. Like we're getting almost at the end of the month and we haven't done a game night at all this month. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now because I just don't think I'm going to have time to figure out another game, which I know is not exactly ideal. It'd be great if we could try other games too. So maybe we'll do like half the stream with one game and then do half the stream with another game. And the White Raven, that's free, right? Is it cross-platform? Fortnite? Does anybody know if that's cross-platform? Just need to come up with I know we looked into it a little bit. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. I mean, look, I guess I got to get figured out how to do my first person shooter setup, and it would force me to um, set up voice attack and other things to do some other commands. All right, well, I mean, if it's free, that's kind of like Team Fortress 2 kind of style gameplay. That's true. You can't, yeah. Let's go ahead and plan on doing that. Let's plan on Fortnite. I will put up the thing. Everyone get the game installed and can play, and then we'll probably play it for like half the stream and then have like a chat time, so that way it's not the whole entire stream. That way we can still hang out and like chat with other people and stuff inside the chat, so it's not the whole time. But Fortnite will be what we'll be playing. So like I said, I'll do a post about it, let everyone know about it. All right, let's see. What did I was watching national news and saw the high school somewhere and forgot to state the info, which was crowned homecoming king. He's so excited. For sure, dude. That'd be so awesome. Be like homecoming thing. I think I did get a chance to go to what's that called? Or like a senior asks like somebody that's not a senior to dance. Is Sadie Hawkins? That's about the most excitement thing I had happen in high school. That's an awesome story though, Will. And for anyone else that's still here and watching, if Fortnite is free, it's cross-platform, so get it installed, and we will be playing that next week, Wednesday. We'll probably do, like I said, for the first half, and then the other half we'll hang out and chat. So I'll try to come up with a really good title for that. Fortnite and something. Maybe that's just what we'll call it. Fortnite and something. Yeah, you did buy a Nintendo Switch, so you're good. White Raven is definitely pumped up. Approved message. You're a crown prom king? That's awesome. Oh, it's still trying to find a PlayStation. Oh man. Yeah, I've heard like it's been really hard to be able to like find things. Like PlayStation 5s, like certain things like they're just like still really hard to get. Or if they are available, they're so crazy priced. Is it still like graphics card pricing on those Rolling Thunder? Or Will, sorry. Just curious, because I know graphics cards came way down. Like 3060s and 3050s are now under $400 now, finally. It may have been homecoming. You didn't go to the dance? Man, last time I went to a dance, I was like sophomore in high school. Oh, so he didn't make enough to meet the demand. Okay, makes sense. DD, we expect to be able to see you on that on Fortnite next week. If you can make it, that would be awesome. Is that through Epic Games, Fortnite, or is it through different? Just curious so I can let people know how they can add me. Okay, so it's done through Epic Games. So I'll put in like the same information I did for when we did um, whatever that's called, Rocket League. I'll do the same info. Chicken patties, they disappeared and they don't even have electronics inside. Yeah, chicken patties would disappear. Ah, you went to the after dance shenanigans. Ah, White Raven, you were that guy. You were the after dance shenanigans. Just give you a hard time. Well, yeah, Didi, the whole thing is we're totally gonna have fun. Like that's the whole point. Is it like I've never played it? I'm sure I played some first person shooters, but long, long time ago, and I don't have the ability to. Yeah, it's gonna be epic. That's what's gonna make it so much fun. Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I mean, just I think it's just gonna be entertaining to watch. Like seeing like all of us in there playing Fortnite. It's gonna be worth it just as far as that. I'm not gonna practice either. I'm literally gonna install it the day that we're playing, and I might have to install it a little bit though because I do need to make sure that I can get my Xbox accessible controller working with it and the voice commands beforehand because that would kind of suck to be like wait 20 minutes into stream of me playing setup. But I promise I won't go on and practice. I just want to make sure that my commands are all like connected to keyboard and voice commands. Where I live, there is a bar with a bunch of arcade machines in it called Beercade. That would be epic. We need something like that around here. Well, I guess we do have that place near my house, and okay, yeah, we have places like that. They're just not as cool as like being like something with like beer and arcade. Like that's a pretty epic thing. Not that we can't get beer at the arcades where we're by my house, but this is not the same. I'm prepared to get my head shot by a second grader. Oh no, Big Al's is gone? I did not know that. Totally normal. Sad. DD, I guarantee you're gonna pick it right back up and you're gonna be like the one that nobody's gonna expect. You're gonna come out of nowhere and to be able to take people out. It's gonna be great. You're gonna be the Trojan horse of the game. Will saying that when you purchase beer, they give you tokens and you can buy tokens. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, just having an arcade and a bar put together just sounds like a lot of fun. And since obviously the bot decided it didn't want to work properly, I mean, it's interesting. The bot decided to block people but refused to put my tip link in. I have no idea why that's not working. I will work on getting a like Patreon or Cash App. I mean, multiple things to make it available for people because right now the bot has seemed to take a nap. I don't know what the bot is doing. It's just ET's not home. I have no idea why. So yeah, it's good at blocking people, but it's not good at working when it wants to. I have no idea why. So oh, and I'm also still working on making it so chat can control the lights behind me. So that's something that I am to make it so all the lights, the lights on the wall, the lights over here by the printer, the computer lights, like I'm trying to make it so it can all be controlled basically from chat, which I thought would be really cool and just make it super awesome. And yeah, so that's something I'm still working on. So that'll be also maybe available next live stream as well. Let's see. Will said Orville is a really good TV show. It's very similar to Star Trek, and it's on Disney Plus as well, Hulu. It says okay. I'll look into that. I'm gonna be doing some more additional bed rest before a possible upcoming trip. So I will be having lots of TV time. Well, I'm gonna have to end the stream here. I just saw what time it is, and it's getting close to where the care team's gonna barge in my door and be like, "Time to go." So I should definitely, yeah, get that going. But listen, it was a really good chat today. It was a really good subject matter. I really appreciate everyone that was able to participate in chat. I really appreciate it. If you weren't, that's okay. Glad that you're here anyways. And if everybody has any other questions or thoughts about today's stream, about able accounts or working or not working with a disability, just hit me up on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, it's all at Rye Can Do It. So super easy to remember. Yeah, but it's been awesome. Like I said, thank you again, everyone, for being here. Really appreciate everyone. And yeah, remember, if Rye can do it, so can you. And I will see everyone next week for some Fortnite and something. I think that's what I'm literally going to call it, Fortnite and something. All right. Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And I will see you guys next week. All right. Okay. See ya.